What's up, guys? I'm Mike Knowles, and thank you for joining me right now. It's been a long day for me. I had a quiz. It was basically a final, but is it the final? I still have a stupid final for the class. And I had to wear this stuffy shirt for a debate. I mean, I kind of like it, but like, you know, I want to get casual because I'm just really stressed out. So I'm glad to be back with you guys right now to figure out if Sledgehammer is going to get me back into the Call of Duters with Call of Duty World War II. We're going to watch and react to the live stream of the World War II reveal right here, right now. Let's get right on into it. Oh, music's gone. Oh, wait. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's figure it out, boys.
I'm OJ Borgia, head of the global reveal of the new Call of Duty game, World War II Call of Duty going back to its roots. I'm
This is
with
laggy.
Mr. Dalek JD. How excited are you right now?
OJ, I am ridiculously
Wait,
excited
his
right now.
name's
It's a
OJ.
Brilliant venue, beautiful venue in fact, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a fair bit of art wrapped around the entire IMAX.
Have I
don't know if this
noticed
is
it? It's unbelievable.
my
the way
computer
they've
or the
wrapped
stream?
entire 360 years. When they
All right,
first
so I talked to other
announced
people.
going back to World
This
War
is
II,
the
people
stream.
got
I'm
super
sorry.
hyped
It
about
was
If you
unprecedented
guys
amounts of hype. I've
are
never
watching
seen
on your
so
own, you
much
probably see it
positivity
too.
Flying in
Uh,
for ages.
yeah.
It's honestly really, really exciting.
Well, let's
stuff.
talk through how people who are coming to this global reveal, how they'll come in. They'll come against this board. Sir, could you just take this picture of us, please? Do you mind taking this picture of us? So they'll stand against this board.
That's the most high.
You should do this for a living.
That's like my thing, like all the time.
Thank you so much.
Not OJ, but the other guy. He's
Thank you.
cool. I like his zip
So
up.
we got the photo there, so a quick look. That is a good photo. Then they will
Very
go
good.
up. It is very good. So they go up the stairs. The one thing I wanted to ask you, Dalek, is what is your first memory of Call
Dalek,
of Duty?
that's his
How
name.
did you
His name's
first get
Dalek,
into
totally
Call of
knew
Duty?
that.
Because this is your life now, isn't it?
It is. I didn't expect it to become part of my daily life, but I was introduced to it from some school friends maybe about 9 or 10 years ago, and as soon as I started playing it, I was hooked. There's just something about it that you just can't get enough of.
Well, for me, Call of Duty was the game that ended all of the games. I'd be sent them and I'd go, nah, I'd throw it away, and especially the World War II games. Now, we're just taking you through. Now, as this global reveal happens, we've got lots of different countries who'll be streaming it as well. This is Middle East. They're doing their pre-show right now, so we won't interrupt them. Then if we go through here, we can see the other territories. Of course, this is being a global release. That's Spain. They're actually live right now. Hola. Hola. There you
Hola.
go. And this is our French friends.
He's just like so
Hi,
awkward, like
bonjour,
don't bring me
ça
into
va?
this.
How are you doing, OJ?
Good, thank you. Ça va? That's it, that's all the French I know. And then we've got our friends from, where are you guys from? Italia.
Italy.
Buongiorno. I tell you, I did not concentrate when it came to
I'm
languages
glad you
in
got that
school.
right, you know.
But the fact is, this is a global game. And the fact that it's going back to World War II.
The guy that isn't OJ, just like you can tell how embarrassed he is by the level of cheese OJ is bringing into this
I'd
right now.
say it's been the sort of game people have wanted for years and years. And the fact that this year we're actually getting it, it's no longer a dream, we're getting World War II Call of Duty.
Boots are back on the ground.
Firmly.
So, let's go in here. This is the way it happened. This is the IMAX screen, which is through here. So the announcement is happening. It'll be through here. Whoa. Guys, sorry. Have you got a pass? No, you're not got a pass? You'll have to stay here then, and you'll have to watch the global reveal like everyone else. Darling, we'll have to go in.
See you at 6.
Okay. What's a stupid motherfucker like there, like just sitting around, like yeah, I'm hot shit, like why wouldn't you just lead right into it? I don't know. There's gonna be a whole presentation, right? Like there better be like a whole presentation, not just like a trailer reveal. Like I want someone to come on stage who works on it, like the other guy. God, I know his name still. I'm telling you, just don't ask me. I want him to just come on stage, just like tell us about the gameplay, except for like it's below the surface level what we're gonna see from this trailer. So yeah, let's figure it out. Oh wow, that was a thing. trying to get really into the music there, and it just like matrixes out on me. No big deal. They're just copying Battlefield. No, okay, you guys need to understand. You should go watch the podcast that we did earlier this week, where we talked a lot about like what we're theorizing about World War II, Call of Duty WWII, whatever we're gonna call this exactly. Is that like by game development standards, this had to already be in development before Battlefield 1 was announced. And maybe Battlefield 1 was already in development before this was, but the fact that it wasn't announced, but they didn't know that DICE was doing that. So like they're not copying DICE, because that's just not how production works. It's just like there's no way in hell, unless this game is a rush pile of like pre-alpha garbage when it comes out, that's how it all is, and that's how it all works. All right, here we go, boys. Come on, Sledgehammer, bring me back. I really want to come back to Call of Duty. Like, I really do. Just give me a good game, please. Here we go.
Peggy 18.
This day have set upon a mighty endeavor. Souls will be shaken with the violences of war. In this hour of great sacrifice, we shall prevail.
Get your head down and keep moving!
Okay, so Normandy's here.
We are all that separates the world from darkness. The enemy is ruthless. We cannot, we must not fail.
Duty first. Perez! Bumpy enough for you?
Which one's so laggy? Well, like I'm feeling like the World at War vibe.
Executed the mission. Get me the fuck out of here. How many? We had orders.
Wait a minute. What? That laggy, just like, how many? We had orders. But bam! Like, just like starts to go all the way back here to connecting.
Lieutenant, tell them what we're all about.
No mission too difficult. No sacrifice too great.
Welcome to the Bloody First. You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
Okay, so that's like your squad. Please tell me they're showing us more, telling us more. All right, cool. Okay, cool.
You just saw the world premiere of the reveal trailer for Call of Duty World War II, and we're just getting started. We're
I have
streaming
some
to you
opinions
live
on
from the middle of London.
story if they're
but
not gonna
today
tell us about
is
it here.
all about you,
They'll
our
talk about it, yeah.
fans all over the world.
Based on them showing
This
us Normandy.
game is the game that you've been waiting to see, and believe me when I say it's the game that we've been waiting to show you. Call of Duty has the most passionate fans anywhere. And throughout this live stream, we're going to be answering the questions that you've sent to us from all over the world over the last few days. When we greenlit this game 3 years ago now, we knew it was time for us to go back to our roots, back to the gritty, authentic, visceral military experience that Call of Duty was built on. This game delivers all that, and it also strives to capture the intense bonds of brotherhood that came from common everyday people who rose above the most epic and horrible conflict in human history.
The
with
bots,
Sledgehammer Games
the
at the
aim
helm, we had
bots.
the right team to deliver the cinematic scale
The
and
13-year-olds with
relentless attention to
aimbots
detail
rising
that
against
this
us
conflict
20-year-olds who
deserves and
only want to
demands.
spend our hour
Their
off
passion
from
and
work and
creativity
school
has been
spending
inspiring to me
great
from day
gameplay.
one. Call of Duty World War II does more than just go back to boots on
That
the
was a
ground.
bad joke.
It also delivers a gripping, immersive story and a darker, reverent tone, which captures both the epic scale and the human struggle of this incredible conflict. Like so many people all over the world, many of us, myself included, have a personal connection to this conflict through family members who fought in this war. This story belongs to the entire world. This game truly recaptures that first Call of Duty value that no one fights alone. Call of Duty World War II also features a multiplayer game that brings back the intense, visceral, boots-on-the-ground gameplay our fans love, along with some great new innovations that push the game forward. And if you can't wait until November to play it, well, good news. You don't have to. I'm excited to announce right here, right now, that later this year, we'll be hosting a private multiplayer beta. This is just the beginning of a journey that we'll be taking with you all year. You're going to be hearing more from us more often with more information than ever as we reveal all the details we've got in store for you with Call of Duty World War II.
Are you
and
telling
that
any
starts
here?
right now.
All right, cool.
We've got a great lineup here
Great.
today,
Sorry to interrupt
ready to
you.
answer the questions that you've sent to us.
CEO, man.
In a few minutes, I'll be bringing up Michael and Glenn from the studio, as well as a few members of our cast. As you'll see, the team at Sledgehammer has poured their heart and soul into this game. No battle was too big, no detail was too small. From the painstaking historical research, to visiting each and every one of the game's real-life locations, to sweating the audio and visual details that get the era just right. The goal was to create the most immersive World War II universe ever. We wanted our long-standing fans to experience World War II like never before, and to introduce this historic conflict to a whole new generation of players along the way.
You really hear his
So let's get
beard
right to
scratching
it.
that mic.
Here's a behind-the-scenes look at the creative process at the studio and a deeper look
Oh,
at
another
what's
video?
coming in
Alright, hope
store
this one's a
with
chug
Call of
like the
Duty
last one.
World War II.
Awesome, no chug. Great.
The Second World War goes beyond all boundaries in every category. We see more nations involved in a single conflict. We see casualties higher than ever before. Just a generation before, at the end of the First World War, the Great War, they didn't call it World War I because they expected that nothing like this would ever happen again. And a generation later, something happens that's even bigger and even worse in so many ways.
We have the honor of making this year's Call of Duty called World War II.
Our chance to tell the epic, gritty, visceral story of the world's greatest conflict.
There is a genuine interest in producing a product that is historically authentic.
Every part of this game has been researched and nuanced and studied and scanned and photographed. We really tried to get the respect and the details right of the game.
This is about ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
The brotherhood, the camaraderie, the guy next to me. That became the theme for our game.
On a personal level, honoring the story was crucial for us, and it was something we really committed to.
Our story weaves in and out of real historical events. We've gone to great pains to create those authentic battles. One of the biggest things we wanted to get across was a sense of camaraderie.
The people you serve side by side with, you develop bonds with those people.
Hopefully players will walk away from this story feeling like they really know these guys.
Welcome to the bloody first.
And they care about
So you know in gameplay footage. I really want to see some actual gameplay here.
The lighting and the tonality and the colors. We want to be able to have the player feel something.
By creating a very believable environment, it allows the player to slip into this world.
The vision for the art direction we call dark and beautiful. It was emotionally dark, visually beautiful. More than just being cool and pretty, it's about trying to get people to have a deeper emotional reaction to the game.
Our modeling department is amazing. The weapons, vehicles, the tanks, even the cars you might see on a city street. The level of detail is just phenomenal.
It's a huge endeavor, but we have to stay true to the source material.
Are they bringing in? That's gotta be campaign only, right? The vehicles? It's gotta be.
Combatants in World War II would behave. Sometimes the hardest things are the biggest payoffs. The combination of the model, the animation, and the audio creates that punchiness to the weapon.
We record everything. Every location.
Oh, good.
We
All right,
record
get some
for
raw
the game.
footage.
The ambiences, the music, the dialogue, everything has to be created from scratch. We had a real opportunity here to do a level of authenticity and reality, true to the war, true to the soldiers who fought in that war. We had this great opportunity with Marty Morgan, our military advisor. We spent a lot of time on a gun range with all of the authentic World War II weaponry.
It's critical to understand the absolute violence of the Second World War. It's critical to understand how weapons and firepower function.
This is a story that's bigger than all of us. This is a whole new generation who might not have a lot of experience with in this time period. I think this is a great opportunity to have them experience that and feel that.
We've made something.
Those videos like interlaced because like I'm seeing like a line show
It's
here and
perhaps the
there.
greatest compliment I've been paid in my career to work on this project.
This is the most powerful game I've ever worked on. It's very personal. It's very humble.
Something about this shot with that guy is just gorgeous. He looks fake. And I mean that like a great way for whoever shot this whole piece.
And that is how you do a global reveal.
Oh,
That's what it
OJ's
was,
back.
the global reveal of the new Call of Duty game, going back to World War II. I'm OJ Borgia at the BFI in London. The IMAX screen, the biggest screen in the
big
United
fucking
Kingdom.
idiot.
It's a fitting place to have a game of such cinematic scope. Now, watching that trailer for the first time, like you, I was so hyped watching it, and I would be hyped if it was any Call of Duty game. But the fact that Call of Duty is going back to its roots, I mean, I need to just calm down just slightly because I'm overhyped right now. But between the trailer,
Someone's
and the
breathing
video
into their
that we
mic
just
real
saw, I am
heavy,
dying
like through their
to
nose.
know more about this game, as I'm sure you are. That's why you've tuned into this live stream. So who do we talk to?
Oh man, like I
We
thought it
talk
was
to
like I was
people
doing it at
who
first,
made
like
the game. That is
oh
Glenn
god, it
and
sounds.
Michael from Sledgehammer Games.
I don't have
We're here
earphones on.
right
I'm
now.
listening
How
to like
excited
through
are you guys
speakers.
right now?
Dude, after 2.5 years of sitting quiet, this is an incredible moment, so thanks.
It is just an exciting moment. Now, my heart's still racing. I hope the audience picks up on that.
Thank you.
It was
I think it's blue shirt dude 'cause he's not talking. He's still going.
It was gritty. We talked about the art direction in that documentary, which was dark and emotional. Do you know, it felt like what I would guess it would be like to be in World War II. Can you tell us a bit more then about the detail and the research that went into making this new Call of Duty?
Yeah, you know, getting World War II right is incredibly important to us. Many of us have family members that have been touched by the war, and paying attention to every detail is our way of honoring them. We spent 2.5
maybe it is.
years
Maybe it's black shirt.
researching,
Maybe I was wrong.
studying, taking thousands of photos, watching documentaries, and meeting with World War II veterans. We visited museums, driven vehicles, fired weapons, and used photogrammetry techniques to capture even the tiniest details.
Yeah, that's right. Look, we've gone to great lengths to follow in the footsteps of the soldiers of World War II. You know, in addition to Normandy, we literally traveled the routes of the 1st Infantry Division and other Allied units, from the English Channel to the hedgerows of northern France, through Luxembourg and Belgium and past the old city of Aachen, frankly, all the way to the Rhine. And it was great. We dug deep into the historical battle locations where many of the soldiers fought and sacrificed.
You talk about history, you talk about the accuracy. Am I right in thinking you had a historian working on this? In fact, we saw him, didn't we? In that mini-doc.
Yeah, we
Am I right to think that that guy in the video was actually a historian?
Historian and author. He's been a huge part of the team.
Queuing Pawn Stars. I'll call a guy in. I know a guy.
His life to capturing the stories of soldiers on the front line. And so with him as a cornerstone of our research, and a tremendous sort of asset to the team, he's really helped us capture the essence of war for fans.
Now, we only learned about this a couple of days ago. You'll have been sitting on this, I think Glenn said, for 2.5 years. Since the reveal, how are you feeling right now? What have those days been like?
Oh, my goodness. It has been really amazing. Unbelievable, frankly. And, yeah, the reaction's been really positive and warming, and really to all the hardworking developers at Sledgehammer Games back home and to everybody at Activision, it's really been great. And for Glenn and I, it's really humbling to have, you know, the opportunity to tell this incredible story of heroism.
Glenn, please stop breathing through your mic like this, please.
To bring around victory.
It's also like yells on a chalkboard
really
at this point for me.
Greatest conflict.
And you know, the team back in Foster City is watching the stream right now, and a shout out to all of you, and thanks for your hard work.
Because I'm guessing it has been 2.5 years of hard work. Yeah. Really hard work. Now, we've got tons to discuss, more questions that are coming in from you. You can get in touch with us on our social channels. And if they say that no man fights alone, no man presents alone either, because alongside me is a YouTuber. I call him the Crown Prince of Zombies. That is Mr. Dalek JD, who I know is super hyped right now.
That is correct, OJ.
Do I know this guy?
I mean, that introduction was beautiful, and I'm just so happy to be here. And he's exactly right. Since Friday, we've been taking in your questions about the game via Twitter, and the response
Why does Drifter do it? Like, come on, Drifter.
And there is still time to get your questions in if you haven't already. All you'll need to do is make sure that you tweet at Call of Duty, making sure you use that hashtag COD World War II. Now, we already have some tweets to kick off the show. We have at Cal's Tweetings, who says, "I'm so excited. I can't believe it. COD is going back to its roots."
See, there you go. That's what a lot of tweets
What
are
a
saying.
really
Call of Duty
in-depth,
going back
like,
to its roots.
point of view you brought there.
It's all about gameplay as well. How
I love
does
it
going back to its roots?
I mean,
translate to
that's what I
gameplay?
expected we'll talk about.
Call of
these
Duty
shows,
World War II returns to that grounded, fast action gameplay that the franchise was built on. And for us, the core Call of Duty experience, like the conflict of World War II,
I understand
really
why it's
puts
like
an
playing fine
emphasis
now.
on
And
rewarding
like, I don't know if
gun
it
skill
must
and
be a stream thing on
strategy.
their end because like
And
this is
with
the
an
same
all-new
video
boots
and
on
it's
the
not
ground
chugging anymore.
experience
So
that immerses players in the intense
struggle a bit
combat
now.
of World War II like never before. We're bringing some great new innovations too, you know, things that were designed to elevate the player experience, things we want to touch about, but we're going to save for a little bit later in the show.
We are indeed saving it for a little bit later on. Make sure you stay tuned to this live stream. There's lots of things coming up. But Dalek, how do you feel about that?
I'm extremely excited by the fact that it's been nearly 10 years since Call of Duty has been in the World War II era, and I mean, that in itself is just extremely exciting. And judging by you guys over on
that
Twitter,
Dr. Pepper
it seems
product
I'm
placement
not
right
the
there.
only one. Loads of fans
Maybe it's not
expressing
proper
their
because I'm zooming in
excitement
now,
around
but
the fact of us being able to experience World War II era weaponry. Fans like Games412412 who tweets in saying, "What kind of weapons will we be seeing?"
Here's
in
the
Call of
412,
Duty World War
412.
II?"
Well, the team worked to bring a wide variety.
That, his
of weapons,
facial
from both
expression at the end, I was like,
Axis
God,
forces
why
to
did
life.
I look like
And
an
for us,
idiot?
authenticity was key. So from the iconic ping of the empty M1 Garand to the power of the first assault rifle,
Oh yes,
the
I love me.
STG-44,
Love me
these
some
guns have a
M1
real weight to them
Garands.
that is really visceral. And it really, for me, brings me back to my fondest memories of playing Call of Duty with the fidelity now and the brilliance of what's only possible in the latest generation of gaming hardware. No automatic weapons symbolize the brutality of World War II more than the belt-fed MG42, which you'll see. Terrifyingly powerful weapon. There's the bolt-action rifles of World War II and the singular damage that they could inflict in combat, like the M1903. And equipped with scopes or iron sights, these weapons were frankly pretty precise. And of course, Glenn here with his .45 caliber grease gun, running around in spray and pray mode, you know.
Let's not start.
That just scratches.
That's
the
how
surface,
we got
frankly.
to this point in the
King of
gameplay.
spray and pray, eh?
You can blame
So Glenn, what
that
did you
guy,
enjoy
Glenn.
most then about making a World War II game with the current hardware?
Yeah, good question. You know, I really love the detail we can bring to the game nowadays. The way the soldiers walked and talked, the music of the era, the different locations we researched as the big set pieces for iconic battles. In Normandy specifically, it's the emotions created by combining elements like the sound of the .50 caliber.
I'm there. I cannot wait. What does that even mean? Are you saying that you're
vehicles
in the
crashing into
room,
shore,
like
and taking cover behind the hedgehogs?
specify?
In each case, we're targeting the most realistic gaming experience possible.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? That realistic experience, that visceral sound that goes on as well. Dalek, what else is the community wanting to know?
Well, Borg, we have a tweet in from It's Enigma for the Win, who wants to know, what locations are we going to be fighting in?
Well, the game takes place entirely in the European theater, primarily between 1944 and 1945. And as you saw in the reveal trailer, players will storm the beaches of Normandy on D-Day, fight through the Hurtgen Forest, engage in urban combat through France and Belgium, and ultimately push towards Germany.
Yeah, that's right. And we want to showcase how ordinary men and women came together to accomplish.
We're going to talk about this later.
And while the story follows the 1st Infantry Division, we also fold in a story of diverse and global cast of characters like Major Crowley from the SOE. Now he's a UK intel officer who earns recognition for his heroism earlier in the war. He helps plan the Normandy landings and then coordinates with the French resistance activities.
Yeah, and while fighting through the German lines in France, players will be introduced to other great characters such as Rousseau, the powerful female leader of the French resistance who forms a close bond with all our cast members, cast of characters, as the story progresses. Throughout much of the campaign, though, you're going to play as Private Red Daniels, a young recruit who is seeing some of his first real action in the invasion of Normandy. He's joined by his best friend, Zussman, a Jewish-American private. You'll follow our squad across the European theater, and we're excited to say that a part of the cast is here today to talk more about the incredible journey.
They are indeed. We'll bring them up on stage in a second. Glenn, Michael, don't go anywhere because we will be talking to you later on with some more questions from the community. Keep them coming in. But please do give a warm welcome to Jonathan Tuck, who plays Red's best friend, Private Zussman. If we swap everyone out, let's swap everyone out here as we do this bit. And Jeffrey Pierce, who plays Lieutenant Turner. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. And it's great to have the cast in as well, because one of the great things about Call of Duty has been that. It's been the great storytelling.
So they play
that goes
not
on.
the
We've got
main
three
character.
J's here
Is that
right now? Josh, I know you've had a huge amount of passion from this game since day one, being part of it.
like,
what most exciting
clarify for me, someone.
Well, when I first heard about
but
it,
if they just
I
introduced
sat
two
with-
characters that
with
weren't
Brett
the main
and
character,
with, Glenn,
why isn't the main character's
they
actor
wouldn't
here
even
if
tell
you're going to
me
bring
what
in the
game was at
actors?
first because it
Like,
was so
what?
confidential. And then,
Like, what?
you know, they just told, you know, it was really about what the history of this was about and how much detail they wanted to pay to it. And as I really got to, you know, learn more about it and actually start working on the game, not only did they pay attention historically, but the writing was so incredibly good. I mean, it rivals anything that I've ever read, you know, as far as movie scripts. So, you know, it's just something that I've always wanted to do, and it turned out to be as much fun as any job I've ever had.
And as Eric said earlier on, the story of World War II touches a lot of people emotionally, and that was something you brought into your performance, I would guess.
Yeah, I mean, again, who knew? I thought it was just going to be a good time playing, you know, getting to work on a video game, and it turns out that these, you know, some of the scene work we got to do in this game was amazing, and these characters are so well rounded, and you know, they were right. They really did pay a lot of attention to, you know, being historically accurate and making sure these characters were had a lot of depth.
And if we're talking about characters, tell me about your character, the guy you play.
Well, I don't know, boys. What was he?
We came to love you.
He's a bit of a dick.
Oh, that's what I meant by that. I was like,
he's
what?
somebody who is obviously mission before man, and it was something that was fun for me because I love playing the dick. I love playing the guy who everybody hates, and ultimately he has the dilemma about is it mission before man, or is it really man before mission? Because he connects to these guys by the end of this story, and that's really what drew me to it.
Well, if we're talking about that connection, what was it like then, Jeffrey, when you're working together, that brotherhood feeling, when you're capturing your performances?
Well, we've been working together for a year and a half at this point. Once a month, coming in, work 4 or 5 days. And I think we all bonded extraordinarily well. I mean, you don't mesh with people necessarily, but we walked into the room and felt like I'd known these guys for 10 years. And the work that we're being asked to do is of a scope of a massive feature film. And the storytelling, sort of where games are at now, what you can capture, the detail and performance. Story is as important as gameplay. And gameplay has always been seamless in Call of Duty, but this is like really getting to do work of a level that you would expect to do in a film.
And once you get past the tight suit and the little reflector ping pong balls
You
and the
make
helmet
that work.
and the camera.
You really make
Once
that
you
work.
get past that, it feels like you're doing theater, I swear.
Yeah.
Because there's no, there's no coverage, there's no
Yeah,
close-up, so everybody is active the entire time in the motion capture.
Oh shit! I didn't even notice there was a guy
sessions
there.
that
What?
we're
Who's this
doing.
guy?
And it's an extraordinarily active.
Is that our main
dynamic
character?
Process where everybody is working.
I
the
just
entire time.
I legit
It's an
didn't even
exciting
realize
process
there was a
to be
guy
part of as
sitting
an actor.
on that
The
other
performances,
on that other
are so
couch
much
with our
more
host
visceral
OJ.
and so
I
much
just
more
like
exciting
he
process to
scared
be
the
part of.
shit
You're
out of me.
relying on everybody else to help you get where you need to get. It's a great experience.
Well, because that's something you said to me earlier. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but we met in the gym this morning. We bumped into each other. We were doing our mirror work, bumped and tons. And you said it was like being on stage, and it lent a whole new dimension to your performances. Because I think when you're doing TV or film, you can be off, can't you?
Oh yeah, I mean Josh and I, this is our first video game. Jeff's done quite a few. We're used to just sitting back on our Apple boxes in between takes, letting other people get their shots, but for the first time, we really had to work. The entire scene. I mean,
up to this point, it was just, we just do our close-up and then let somebody else do the other side.
Exactly right.
Head off to the trailer.
Yeah, off to my trailer. Call me.
No, but I mean,
that's not it. I swear to God, that's not the way.
18 months with these guys, I've gotten to see both their kids grow up. They've gotten to see my dog get bigger. We've seen other cast members, lose girlfriends, get girlfriends. So that camaraderie was very reflective of this group of regular people who are diverse in religion, in age, in geography, in color, and getting to see that group of people in World War II is, I think, a wholly unique.
I still don't know our main character is
a
any of
wholly
these three
unique,
guys.
Part of
I
this,
can't
part of
figure
this
that
game
out.
I think people will appreciate when they're playing.
When you scratch the surface, you find out that these guys, they're not fighting for bigger ideas than the love of the brothers around them and risking their lives, sacrificing themselves for each other. It's not about flag or country when the rubber meets the road. It's about caring for each other, and that serves.
And the millions
bigger
of Jews
whole.
being gassed.
But the connection between
all that stuff,
the men and the women
that
on
too
the front lines
pretty important.
is as powerful a bond as you could see anywhere.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is also really cool about this is that not only is it a kick-ass game, but there's.
Can we see the game?
Because they
Can we see
so
some
much
gameplay,
time
please?
making this historically accurate.
Let's be real. I'm all about like a full, fleshed out story. I love war history, especially like older wars. They're not modern wars. I love like World War II, World War I, the Crusades. Like I love all that stuff. But like, let's be real. We're here for the multiplayer. We're here for the gameplay. Show us the gameplay, please.
Anybody who isn't familiar with World War II is.
If they blue ball this entire thing for no gameplay, I'm gonna lose
Lots
it.
of people are writing articles about that at the moment, saying that this is how we get our history now. It's through this, and there's almost more empathy when you're fighting through an.
Except that's wrong. Like, if you're getting your history through fucking movies and video games, and like, no, because every like movie that's like based on a true story is like masterfully deceptive in how much it lies. Like,
behind the scenes to be able to share.
Just learn. Like, read a fucking book. Go to pay attention to school. Like Jesus.
And a whole new generation to understand.
Such a cringy statement.
Josh, yeah, you mentioned connections. Am I right in thinking that somebody who sat around on this stage right now got a punch in on you at some point during the film?
Well, he did. Like we were saying, it's usually one take. You get the one take right and you move on to the next scene. Well, he kept screwing it up and taking another. Can I get one more?
We had to get it right.
I just need one more.
Very important to get it right.
Starting to wonder if
authenticity. We're back to visceral authenticity. And he can't,
Really-
you know, hit
I really-
somebody who's 6'4" every day without repercussions. So I took my licks where I
I
could.
appreciate your dedication to the craft.
Yeah. I just don't like that take. Let's do it one more time. Come on, Iron Bar. We're actually watching on the screen right now. We're watching your characters. What is it like watching yourself back? Having gone there, we saw the punch. What is it like watching yourself back in a game at this point? Because obviously you've done TV, you've done films, but watching yourself in the game.
Well, you know, it takes a while to adjust to this tight, you know, suit that you're wearing. It's all colorful with these balls and the whole thing.
Who looked the best? Who looked the best in the
once,
suit?
Jonathan, for sure. He's been doing a lot of squats.
A lot of squats. Heavy deadlifting. Heavy deadlifting makes the suit look nice.
Once you get past
like a
that, and
glove.
once you start to see some of the results and some of the stuff that the guys are working on in Foster City and all over the world, I think I'm not sure where everybody's at, but you know, again, thank you guys
God
for
bless
all the work. But once you start to see what you're actually going to look like, it frees you up to really go for it, because you're not just in some silly suit. This is World War II, and this is some serious stuff.
Yeah.
And so it gives you a whole new freedom that you wouldn't
I mean,
otherwise
you get
have.
to see, you can imagine your breath when when we're doing some of these winter scenes. You can squint at a fake sun and the volume, and those guys who have created this game build that in for you. So that freedom he's talking about, it's so exciting to explore.
And I think it sets it up for what Call of Duty is, which is great storytelling. But please put hands together for our cast who've come down here today. The
I mean,
3 Js.
It's
Thank
great
you so much. And all
multiplayer.
we're talking about there.
It's fine
is the
story.
Campaign. That's just all we're talking about there. Now, Dolly, I would guess you're still excited right now.
I mean, I think I'm just in a state of excitement. I can't really.
I can
doubt
really
it.
feel
That
it.
was awesome
I can
and
really
very
feel your
insightful
excitement.
To hear from the cast. Now, don't worry, we still have a lot of reactions and general tweets from the community to deliver.
He doesn't know where to
Glenn
look
and
either.
Michael. We've got just a handful right here. We have Rob Stang, who says, "I hope Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield give us at least a little tease of multiplayer during the real." Smiley face. And at Woodworth Noah, and this is in all caps, by the way, "This is going to be amazing." Loads of exclamation marks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, as I look through all the tweets, there is an enormous amount of questions revolving around multiplayer. Guys, what can you tell us about multiplayer today?
So there you go. The community has spoken. That's what lots of people are excited about. Michael, what can you tell us about multiplayer?
Oh my goodness, we have so much to share. Now, we can't show you a lot today, a lot of big stuff coming at E3, but first and foremost,
I get
we're
it, but
talking
you have to
boots
show
on
us
the ground
something if you're
combat.
making a whole big thing. Like something
And, you know, that
substantial,
well-balanced
please.
Call of Duty run-and-gun action in a brutal and visceral head-to-head conflict of World War II. So from maps to movement to weapons to melee, you know, our goal was to give players an all-new boots-on-the-ground experience for World War II. And then a bunch of new stuff, right? We've got war, an asymmetrical Allied versus Axis mode where factions fight to capture or defend critical objectives. Now, this mode changes map design, strategy, teamwork, and we're really excited about its potential. We're also excited about Divisions. Divisions is a fundamentally new way to approach your Call of Duty multiplayer career, and it adds to the player immersion by allowing players to enlist in a specific unit of their choice.
What?
And finally, we have Headquarters.
What?
This is something special, everybody at Sledgehammer Games, and it's the first of a kind for the Call of Duty community. It's really a living space where fans can connect, be rewarded, compete, show off, and have fun outside of matches. It's a transformation of how the community
that
comes
mean?
together, and
You need
we
to
really
show
want you
us
to see it to
stuff.
understand it. So
What are you
it's a tiny clip
saying?
here. Let's take a look.
You're word vomiting. Yes, please, thank you. My God.
That was a tiny
That
peek.
was
I want
tinier
more.
What?
Wow, that was a little tinier than I expected.
You can't.
So
Even fucking Glenn,
you know, it's coming
Mr.
to
I'm gonna
E3,
breathe through my nose
MP
into the
on
mic the
the
entire
floor.
fucking
For
thing
us,
to
that's the first time
overshadow
something
my
really big
partner
to
here.
fans.
He's
Fans
like,
that
oh,
come
that
to
was
the
way
conference,
too
so
short. What
it's
the
gonna be big. We'll
fuck?
bring all that to you
Oh
at
my
E3.
God.
That is going to be excellent.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, multiplayer sounds sensational, but after reading other people's questions, I want to ask one of my own. Now, I know that there may or may not be some sort of co-op mode within World
I
War
don't
II. Now,
care about this.
I am quite a big Zombies fan, and there is a lot of people watching around the world
Jesus
that
Christ.
are also in the same boat as me. So we're all asking right here, right now, what can you tell us about this co-op mode?
Absolutely nothing. No.
Apparently.
Yeah, you know, our third mode
Christ on a bike.
is an entirely new story. And it's a pretty horrifying experience, sort of like your office. You know, for Michael and I, it's our first horror game in years, and we're really, really psyched about it. It's the story
show us the
of,
game!
the Third Reich's
Jesus
desperate attempt
Christ!
to create an army in the final stages of the war. We can't wait to share more. In fact, should we show a little something? Just a little tiny little peek.
Please, show us like substantial.
Whoa! It's Dalek before makeup.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. Guys, I mean, this says very little, and normally I would be a little disappointed, but how can I be when, I mean...
How can I be when you're paying me to be here? Because everyone else is disappointing.
Get a no, right?
Jesus Christ.
At least I tried.
This was a softball. You had all the community's goodwill. They gave you a softball, and you missed. You got a foul.
It's been an absolute ton of fun, and it's been great having you guys here as well.
Yeah,
Is that
thanks
it?
so much. It's been a
Is
pleasure.
that really?
You know, our hearts are full. Being
No
able to share
gameplay
with
trailer?
fans. And we hope fans are just as excited about Call of Duty World War II as we are to make it. Without a doubt, it really is the most personal and powerful game I've ever worked on. And I know we can speak for all the developers at Sledgehammer Games when I say that we're
Don't
holding nothing
speak
back for November.
words.
Yeah,
Show
our
footage.
thanks again
Let the
for
game
support.
speak for
This game is
itself.
for you. And I'm sure Michael would agree. We've talked about this before, that this is the best game we've ever made.
The best
Then
game.
show us the game!
Best game.
Yes.
There you
Oh
go.
my
Thank
God.
you to Glenn and to Michael from Sledgehammer Games. It is going to be such a wait till November the 3rd. It really is. So stick it in your iCal, tattoo it to the inside of your eyelids. November the 3rd, that is when this new Call of Duty, going back to its root, is coming out. World War II with this game. Thank you so much for joining us. Keep in touch via the social channels. How should we leave it? The way we came in. Let's have another look at that trailer.
Nope, I don't care. Nope, okay. Alright, so wrap up of things. Wow, fucked up the reveal. Congratulations. Like, are you serious? You're not gonna show us a gameplay, like I wanted to just see some like beta gameplay basically. Like I didn't need a trailer. A trailer is like what you want to show if you don't want to play it live, and that's fine. Like that'd be good. Or beta gameplay, like, you know, minute. Just run around, shoot a gun a few times. It didn't even have to be like multiplayer gameplay. It could have been in-game campaign gameplay, because that still gives us the feel of the actual gameplay. But no, you give us nothing. Now I'm also disappointed for a story. I mean, like, I'm really excited for this game. I'm more mad and disappointed at Sledgehammer and these guys who came up with how they would do this premiere as opposed to the game. The game I still have some hope for. The storytelling, the fact that we're not seeing Pacific, I get it, because you focus on that for the American side for World at War years ago. However, that means that they're not going to address Pearl Harbor, which I stated in our podcast was going to be a very important thing to state, because I feel like it's important to understand why so many U.S. troops enlisted and went into an advance like Normandy, like where they knew it was just going to be such a bloodbath. And I think getting to see and experience Pearl Harbor is really the kind of thing that sets that up, like framing wise, and really gives the audience, the younger audience especially, who don't understand that as much, an understanding for it. And it's also just something I'm pretty sure, I don't know if Big Red One or anything. I don't think they did. I don't think the Call of Duty's ever actually did Pearl Harbor. I know Medal of Honor did Pearl Harbor, and that was one of my favorite levels in Medal of Honor. Rising Sun, I think it was Pearl Harbor, because I thought it was very well crafted, and it was something we didn't get to see, and it really set up the tone for why you're willing to put yourself so far out there. This reveal itself, though, like 4 out of 10. Like they just blue balled us. They literally blue balled us. I don't know what else to say besides that. I mean, I'm excited for World War II Call of Duty still. I'm excited to see the game and see if it's gonna be a good game. I'm pissed off at these guys. Such a waste. I feel kind of let down now after having such a fucking terrible day leading up to this. I mean, everything went well, but it was a lot of fucking work. So I was really hoping to just go crazy and really enjoy myself. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please check out our podcast. We talked about like our theories about this game, and since we don't know much about the actual gameplay yet and stuff, I mean, you can go check that out, and we can still make guesses together about things, so you can see about some things we already got right, because we did get a few things right. I can see about things that we didn't get right, although again, a lot of things have been yet to be proved or disproved. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think about all this. And make sure to subscribe for more great daily content. We'll see you guys later.